Hey everyone, just wanted to take a moment just to have a conversation really quickly about a lot that's going on right now, especially with the protests that are going on across our country and even right here where I live in Charleston, South Carolina. So it was actually my initial thought to just come on and just have a conversation about protest in and of itself, the word protest, because I've seen on social media, and just a little quick sidebar, I've been doing my best to step back and kind of disconnect myself somewhat from social media with everything that's going on because it can become overwhelming. And, you have to control those things as best you can. Too much information sometimes can be too much for some people. So to each his own, handle it the best way that you can. So for me personally, just about a little bit about protests. I've seen people saying a lot of different things about the way people are protesting, rioting, the violence, vandalizing businesses, things along that line. When it comes to protests in and of itself, a protest, you can't put protest in a box and say that this is how you're supposed to protest. Now, I will clearly say that I don't personally condone the violence, the rioting, the vandalism, those kinds of things for people, tearing down people's businesses, things like that. I don't condone that, but I also understand that when protest begins, there are going to be some collateral damage that comes with it. You will have some people who are not there for the primary reason or the primary cause of what the protest is, and they're going to cause issues and problems because they have their own personal agendas. So please be mindful of that, because you see the narrative that's been given through the media, especially on television. You see a lot of quote unquote the protests begin in a certain way, and then they escalate and become something else. They escalate and become something else because there are already people in the crowds that already have a different agenda, and it wasn't the agenda. It wasn't the primary agenda, at least, to protest and to make the voices heard and to make some sort of a change and move things in a proper direction. Now, again, as a military member, I understand that when you have any type of conflict, there's going to be collateral damage. So understand that, and that's what happens. Now, I don't believe that anyone should have to lose property or anything along that line because of it, but again, it's a part of it. So again, back to protest. There are different ways to protest, and you can't tell one person, one group, or another how to protest. Just a quick example. Remember when they in the NFL, you had people kneeling, and they had a problem with it. So what happened? The owners came together and said, okay, well, this is the way we're going to protest as a group, and we're going to hold hands, we're going to walk out. And that's really not protest, because that in and of itself is organized to a place where it's completely a civil way of doing something that works for someone else's agenda. That's not protest. So protest, again, in and of itself, it begins in a certain way. It can be organized, but you can't tell one person how to protest compared to the way another person or organization protests. Sorry to see lives that have been lost during this time. Just to transition a little bit, just thinking about, I had a text conversation with my younger son, and I sent him a text because he's not where I am right now. He's in another city at the moment, and he texted me and said he wasn't going to return. I'm like, okay. Sent him a text back and said, okay, be safe. And he responded and said, yeah, you too. Now, for the first time, I believe in my life as a father, I had to it really dawned on me where I am. Like, I never, like, when I think about my kids, I think of myself personally as someone, I'm good, I'm fine, I can take care of me. I'm more concerned with my family. So probably the very first time to get that response from my son made me really put things in perspective. And I thought about it and like, wow, at almost 51 years old, I'm no different probably than someone who may be my son's age is 25. or someone who's 18 or whatever. My place in life, my years on this earth, doesn't really make a difference when you see that black men have been put in a place where it doesn't matter what your age is, it doesn't matter what your job is, it doesn't matter what your place in life is, it doesn't matter what you do, because you find that African American men become a target. Doesn't matter what their age is, doesn't matter what they do. I wear a uniform sometimes, and I notice a difference when I'm wearing a uniform and when I'm not wearing a uniform. It's completely different in the way that people will talk to me, handle me, whatever else. So again, for the very first time, I really had to think about it and actually be concerned for myself, because again, I always feel like I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm not worried about me, I can handle me. So just, I guess, getting back to protests, I would hope that whatever needs to be accomplished from this will be accomplished, from everything that's going on. And I'm sorry for the loss of lives, loss of property, anything along that line. But please understand that when it comes to a change of power, no one relinquishes power easily. So there's going to be a lot more, possibly, but prayerfully, we're able to accomplish what needs to be accomplished. And I say we as a country are able to accomplish what needs to be accomplished, and things are done properly and in order, and things get done the way that they need to get done. Those goals are accomplished. So I don't know. Just wanted to take an opportunity to say a few words. Not that my words mean any more than yours, but I felt compelled to just say a few words. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and be safe, be well.